Hello, Professor. So for this assignment, we were asked to answer questions that were based around our demographic, social life, family life, medical, nutritional, etc., which then determine our life expectancy. And throughout the quiz, I was really prompted to think about my health behaviors, what I should change, what was acceptable for me, and I thought of topics I never really thought about before. So I'm currently 26 years old and my life expectancy was 87, which I did not think was terrible, but when I started reading the feedback and how I could add years to my life by changing just some behaviors, I realized I was really cutting my life a lot shorter than I should be. So for my personal feedback, I could add a quarter year to my life by managing my stress better. And this is something that, I could definitely work on. I've always struggled with. And I typically try to keep my stress where it belongs. So for example, I will leave my work stress at work. I don't take it home with me. And then I leave my home and everyday life stress at home. I don't take it to work with me or anything like that. And this helps me when I'm at work or I'm at home, but the stress is still there. It's not being managed, it's not going away, and I am not working on that to the best of my ability. But according to the Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, I can manage my stress by planning ahead, deciding what tasks need to be done first, so prioritizing my day, and preparing for stressful events to occur, because stress is inevitable. It's going to happen, just being prepared and ready to take it on when it comes. Ways to reduce my stress are taking time to relax each day. So whether that's in the morning, in the evening, acknowledge when I am stressed and not just pushing it away, hiding it, acknowledging when I am stressed and doing something about it. And being active, eating healthy, and taking time to talk with friends and family. And then once I start to manage it, my everyday stress, I will, start sleeping better, controlling my weight, feeling better faster if I ever am sick, and be in a better mood and have less muscle tension, which all sounds nice. So for my lifestyle feedback, I could add half a year by cutting back caffeine, a year for flossing, and a year for taking 81 milligrams of aspirin every day. So I've tried switching to tea instead of coffee. It just doesn't work for me. So cutting back coffee would be extremely challenging. But instead of cutting back coffee, I can really make more adjustments elsewhere where I could add the same, half a year to my life and get that back. So the 81 milligrams of aspirin really caught me by surprise because I've heard about, older adults taking it, but I honestly was not aware if I should be taking that at my age. So I actually did some research, and according to several articles, such as Harvard Health, US Davis Health, and a few others, it is more beneficial if you actually take it when you're over the age of 45. So it's definitely something I'm going to talk to my doctor about once I start, reaching that age. But, Harvard Medical School said aspirin can help healthy women over the age of 65 prevent stroke and heart attacks, but for younger women, the hazards actually outweigh the benefits. So it can cause bleeding in the gut, and obviously it thins your blood, so it can cause increased risk of hemorrhage. So I'm actually really glad I did some extra research on that in the area of feedback that I got. And then flossing is a super easy fix. It just requires getting into a morning and evening routine when I brush my teeth, taking 30 seconds to a minute to just floss. And I honestly had no idea it was going to add a year to my life. So just adding a year to a life for 2 minutes tops a day, that's incredible. So my nutrition feedback is where I could gain the most years, which wasn't surprising. The feedback told me I can gain a year back on my life by being at an ideal weight and cutting fast foods completely out of my life. And I am not a huge fast food person. I did put that in my questionnaire, and so they said just cutting out even what I do eat fast food wise could add an entire year to my life. So I'm not a huge dairy eater as well, so they said by adding more dairy products, I can prevent osteoporosis, which can add a half a year to my life. And I'm not a healthy or unhealthy eater. I try to eat every food group as much as I can, but I don't meal prep, diet, or anything like that. But by being more mindful of the foods I am eating and their nutritional value, I can add 2 years to my life, which was the most in my questionnaire that I got, just by adding some small adjustments in the kitchen. For the nutrition section, that is 4.5 years of my life that I can add, which is insane and incredible. And then according to actually Everyday Health, I wanted to know like what food specifically I should be, making more, choosing to eat, putting in my body, etc. And they actually listed 7 foods that could add years to your life, which I thought was cool. And they are broccoli, which is cancer protection, whole grains, which does increase cardiovascular health, berries, which I love and I eat every single day. That helps with brain, bone, and brain health. Dark chocolate actually is anti-inflammation. Beets are betaine power. Walnuts actually lowers cholesterol. And tomatoes, as broccoli, is, cancer protection, prevention, etc. So those 7 foods are easy to add to any meal and could add several years to someone's life. Implementing healthier foods in my diet will not only keep my weight in check, but also increase my health in the future. And then the last feedback section was medical, and doing self-examinations could add an entire year to your life. I am not a person who checks myself out for anything, looks at my skin, anything like that. So I'll definitely start being more mindful of that. Decreasing my diastole to less than 80 could add a year to my life. And getting my blood sugar checked regularly could also add a half a year. So I'm very bad about going to the doctors regularly and checking my blood pressure, my blood sugar, cholesterol levels, etc. So just making sure I have my regular checkups, check-ins with my doctor can add a few years to my life. No one should ever be afraid or embarrassed to go to the doctor, ask for help. So just being mindful of those bodily check-ins. So all of the feedback would be, I think, very useful to everyone in the community. It's definitely an eye-opener to see that I could add almost 10 years to my life, which brings me almost to 100 years old just by making some slight life changes. I think the community could really benefit from knowing the exact amount of years that they could be adding. Everyone says to eat healthier, exercise, but if they know that it could actually add 4 years to your life, they may be more inclined. If they knew what foods could add years to their life, what could, prevent cancer, lower, blood cholesterol, whatever. So also, if they knew fasting and routine doctor visits could add 2 years to your life, I think they would definitely take that action. So, instead of preaching eat healthier and exercise to lose weight, maybe start preaching eat healthier, exercise, and add 4 years to your life. So I would suggest this to anyone in the community. I think it's cool to actually see the numbers and in action and get the feedback and everything like that. So just spreading, the news about foods, exercise, health, the aspirin, even like the stress levels, personal, medical, all of that health would be helpful for the community.